At first, it started exploring the paths like the healthy mouse. It walked down the path with no walls once, appearing fearless. But 50 seconds from the start, the mouse began to circle around the center, where it remained.
ストレスがかかって非常に不安になっていますので、何事に対しても怯えているような行動をとりますね。
Next, the team had a stressed mouse inhale a lavender scent for 1 hour and conducted the same experiment. First, the mouse started looking around, just like the others. One minute from the start, it began exploring the walled path. It then energetically went from side to side. The mouse remained interested in the paths for a while. Then, it finally started walking along the path without walls. It seemed cautious and mostly went back and forth along the walled path. But it sometimes boldly entered the unwalled path. Through these experiments and analysis of the brain, MASUO and his team discovered that the smell of lavender caused changes in the expression of certain genes. This gene creates receptors that take in a substance which allows neurons to grow. In a stressed mouse, gene expression, which indicates how many of these receptors the gene can create, was lower. If a healthy mouse's gene expression is 100, a stressed mouse's is 60. But after smelling lavender, the figure was increased to 130, significantly higher than the healthy mouse.
Professor MASUO, thank you so much for your time today. 今日よろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。
Which part or which components or which chemical found in lavender are thought to really impact the brain?
We found that inhaling a lavender aroma has an anti-anxiety calming effect. We believe this is due to the substances linalool and linaloyl acetate.
In other terms of other scents or other aromatherapy oils, what else is really effective to relax apart from lavender?
The main component of cypress, called alpha-pinene, is also effective. You can absorb alpha-pinene by taking a walk in the forest. It helps you feel calm, and so does thyme linalool. These aromas suppressed anxious behavior caused by stress. Thyme linalool has also caught my attention because it reduced brain fatigue. The aroma of coffee beans is also good. You don't have to make a cup of coffee. You can just grind some beans and enjoy the smell of it to have an effect.
Because that's the thing, I think so many people love the smell of freshly ground coffee, and I think, you know, we all say, and it's an English expression, we love to wake up to the smell of coffee. So can you actually drink the coffee as well as just smell the beans? Will you have the same effect?
I haven't researched that, so I can't say. Many scientists have studied the effect of drinking coffee on health. As you know, coffee contains caffeine, which is a stimulant, so drinking it could cause stress. But the aroma is free of stimulants, so I decided to study it. Stress can cause a large drop in certain substances in the brain. But I found that the smell of coffee prevents this decline. I thought this was interesting, so I'm focusing on the aroma.
So why does smelling something nice or something pleasant actually reduce stress? What's the mechanism behind it?
I'm still researching it, so I don't know for sure. But stress causes changes in the brain, especially in the region called the hippocampus.
The hippocampus is part of the cerebrum. It is involved in learning and memory. When humans feel stress, a brain region near the hippocampus called the hypothalamus responds. It orders the secretion of hormones which fight stress. If these hormones are secreted in excessive amounts in the blood, it affects the brain and eventually attacks the hippocampus. The hippocampus is thought to shrink as a result. Among the five senses, the sense of smell is thought to be the only one that can send signals directly to the hippocampus. MASUO believes that signals generated by certain aromas can help to regenerate the neurons in the hippocampus, which has shrunk due to stress. But research is still underway on how the substances in aromas work on the brain to relieve stress.
Neurons in the hippocampus can regenerate even at the age of, say, 90. Even if your hippocampus has gotten smaller, you can restore it by reducing stress or changing your environment. It's important to control stress.
So really, even at the age of 90, we can regenerate or rejuvenate the cells in our hippocampus.
That's right. And according to recent findings, neurons continue to regenerate in the hippocampus until you die. Until then, the more you study, the smarter you will get. I'm looking forward to seeing more diverse studies done so that each patient can receive tailor-made medical care in which their stress levels are evaluated individually and relieved through aromas.
So I think you've given some really wonderful tips, but it's just so interesting to see where your research is going to go. So thank you so much for your time today. Sensei, ありがとうございました。
こちらこそありがとうございました。
The possibility of a new treatment for depression is incredibly promising. Our health, both our physical and mental, is linked in countless ways. And I'm really hoping that the research into depression will advance even further so that ultimately, one day, people can be spared from experiencing it.